are you doing?
Hey, you have fans in the room. I like that. That's good.
It's a bit bright here, isn't it?
It's a little bit bright, but the lights will come down slowly. It just means that they can see you better. Okay, so I want to start off with the fact that you are the innovation manager. I love how you describe yourself during our first call. You said, "Yeah, I'm the guy that burns the money."
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Don't tell Peter.
No, don't tell Peter. No, it's just between the two of us.
It's return on learning.
It's return on learning, exactly.
Yeah, it's return on learning.
Okay, first of all, bring us up to the present, please. Maybe you can share a couple of your own personal innovation highlights from the last time there was a gathering like this last year.
Yeah. Well, actually, there's one that started last year here, and that's.
Let me just check. Is the mic on? Can you guys hear him? The mic is not yet on. Try again.
Yeah.
Otherwise, in the meantime, I'm going to give you one of these.
Okay.
Try that.
That's.
Also
Is
not
it?
on? Yes. That's
Yes, okay. Well, actually, the first one I want to talk about just started here last year, and that's the Traffic Radar Group.
the
Traffic Radar Group. So imagine that you have a really popular sport event on the internet, and at the same time you got like a security update that's going to be released. There's a game studio that wants to do an update, and some other stuff, an ISP wants to do his maintenance. So suddenly a lot of stuff happens at the same time, and we all expect that the internet keeps on working. But when a lot of stuff happens at the same time, you're gonna get some kind of a traffic jam. So, and it happens because nobody knows what's going on. So the game company doesn't know that the ISP is doing maintenance. So a group of people put their heads together, and they were like Mark de Jong from the CDN Alliance, Rob de Ruijg from KPN, Steven van Steen from Liberty Global, and Sven de Kost from Odido. And I joined the group, and we're discussing, okay, what is exactly the problem when there's a lot of traffic going on the internet? And so we're defining the problem and making a scope for an application that can give people insight of what's going on. So when you are planning an update for your game or for your maintenance as an ISP, you can have a look at what will be going on the internet, so you can plan it when there's not a lot of traffic going over the internet. Mm-hmm. So that's one. We delivered a proof of concept of the trust engine for the data exchange, but Louisa is going to talk about the next phase of the project that's now in the CTO office. So that's basically a project, a proof of concept we built and threw it over the fence. But the CTO office picked it up, and Louisa is going to talk what's the next one. And the last one is, is actually, we didn't succeed in that, but it was a quantum project. So I now understand what quantum key distribution is all about, why it's a good solution. We talked with Juniper, Qbert, and Eurofiber. We didn't come to a proof of concept, but I learned a lot, and I really have to admit I'm really Jon Snow in this in this subject. So I still have a lot to learn, but as we heard this morning, that's not a problem.
Yeah, exactly. And it makes me wonder, you referenced return on learning as well as a concept. Are these innovations that you described, including the one that didn't reach the proof of concept phase, how did those come about? Is that, does that have to do with being given time to play and come up with problems to solve, or does it go differently?
Yes and no. Having an idea is simple. They just drip off the walls. Like, just look around. There's a lot of ideas, but you need to come into an execution. And I really truly believe in serendipity. So you need to start building, and there you learn a lot, and from there you go. But don't have a set path. Just if you suddenly see there's something going on the left, then go to the left. If you see something is going on the right, then go on the right.
That's
to the right, sorry.
Yeah, okay. And I like the way you described that, because it chimes with, again, during our call, I asked you what your vision on the future of innovation was, and you described it as a constant dialogue with your digital data. Can you elaborate on what you mean by that?
Yeah, let's do a deep dive in the future. And if we look at the future of look where we are now, we are just at the beginning of the digital transformation that we're in. Everybody is talking about AI, it's talking about quantum, it's talking about, we have the blockchain, of course, with the NFTs and the cryptos, and all those things at one point will come together. And that's the next phase. And we call that the physical-digital continuum, or the cyber-physical continuum, and some people call it the continuum. But we will be constantly talking with something that's in the digital space, whether it's a digital twin or something else. And that will bring the role of an IX in some kind of different set. And I always use the image of an octopus. We now really think, okay, we have a really hard core and everything goes to the core. But if we think as an octopus, which is a totally different animal, it's the most intelligent animal that there is. It has 8 limbs, it has 3 hearts, and it has a really complex nervous system. They have a brain, but the nervous system in itself can make decisions. So it doesn't have to go to the brain back and forth, but it can decisions on its own. And we as an IX, we are really a central platform, but we have to move, you know, what we do to the edge. And of course, the ultimate edge is the client device. So we also, as a technology, have to transform into areas that we're not there yet. So that's what I see. And because, for instance, when you are in a virtual world, latency, you know, delay is really a problem. If it's that bad, you get sick. When you are in a hospital or your pacemaker is connected to a doctor, you know, if the alarm goes off and you have a delay of 5 seconds or 10 seconds or a minute,
fatal.
It's fatal. So we really have to redefine our role and get, you know, further into the society and not being an IX far away from the people, but we need to move closer to it.
And is it more than just redefining your role? I mean, what about skill sets? Do they need to change?
Yeah, definitely. We need different skill sets. We need to ask questions, I heard. We ask a lot of questions. And from there, yeah, I always think we not only need technology people, but also socialists, anthropologists, that really have a different look about how things operate.
Yeah, I mean, let's be blunt for a minute. In the community, is there something, because you know we've heard this morning about how we need to embrace failures and things like that. Is the community, in what respect, is the community failing?
Of course.
How?
We are all failing. No, I don't think so. It is a close community, and close communities are really good because you care about each other. But we need to, of course, we need to adjust. One of the things that we do is we're all about digital societies and digital innovation. But we keep on traveling like hell. We fly a lot. We have like 20 to 30 conferences every year all around the globe, and you know, yeah, that's insane. So there we need to change, and in order to start looking into the change, we built as AMS-IX a virtual space in VR chat, not only to meet people, but also to educate people. Yesterday, within that virtual chat, we have the Max Cross Connect, which is a hardware device. We made a game that kids can play, and everybody can play it on the 5th floor. So please go to the 5th floor, put on some VR glasses and play the game. You will see this space, and you will be transported to an ancient temple where you can play a game how the Max Cross Connect works. And after that, yeah, here are some images. And after that, you get an explanation from, okay, the really device, you can see it, you can touch it. Now we have a pre-recorded demo, but you can invite Max. Now he's here, but you can invite Max, and he will come to the VR space and explain and how it works. So get connected on the internet, and we do that for several reasons. One is to learn the technology. It's really, I have like 7 VR glasses at the office to keep them updated, and it's a hell. Mm-hmm. So every time you're going to do a demo, so we learn about that. We learn about how we guide people through the through the onboarding, and we learn how to communicate. But also on the network side, there's still a lot of hiccups that we need to care of.
Yeah. And if we zoom in on those hiccups, I mean, you've just given a concrete example of an innovation at AMS-IX. Yeah. But more broadly, change is going to be challenging for everybody. In what are the concrete ways in which people in this audience can best prepare for the immersive world that you've sketched out for us?
Yeah, just engage, just do it. And there are always, and that's with innovation always, there's always an excuse not to do it because there are important things. So we just saw that in the presentation. You just need to do it. You just get into a different mindset. Again, I think everybody here is, it's now May, they're all figuring out what the end result will be of June after the second quarter. You need to get out of that mindset and start engaging, first of all, with young people, because, at my age, the future is not about my retirement plan, but giving the next generation a good future and engage with them and give them the tools they need to grow.
But as innovation manager yourself, on a personal level, like what do you struggle with when you're trying to innovate at AMS-IX, or what do you see? No, let's keep it personal. Or what do you see in other innovation managers at other institutions? What are they struggling with as well?
Well, it's easy to build a proof of concept. It's really you just do it, but get the proof of concept in the business, in the normal business stream is challenging because we call it innovation, but actually it is transition. You need slowly make a transition with the business as it is done now to a different one. So that's really a main thing. One of the other things, and that's what I really love, is that really things that seems to be normal, like time. If you go into the digital world, it is really complex. Time is a really complex thing, and if you look at time. The time system that we have now is invented by the Sumerians in 3000 before Christ. They came up with the 12 months, the 60 seconds, and the 60 minutes. But if we have a really intense digital physical world, then everybody should be a bit like on the same time, or you should be traceable to a certain time period. And that's what we also currently building at AMS-IX. And Miguel will be talking about that tomorrow in a technical session. But normal things are not normal in the digital world. And you have to reset yourself constantly. Reset. So every assumption, you should see, hey, that's an assumption. That's an assumption. We should go into a different direction.
Can you give a concrete example of that when you faced it? You kind of hit a wall, or someone in the team veered a different direction, and it led you to maybe the traffic radar group or something else.
One of the main thing where you're hitting walls and is actually on the peak of an inflated expectations, as you call it, is AI. You know, that's the biggest wall, because everybody thinks about ChatGPT is cool and yeah, I really talk with ChatGPT, and it is my friend. A good friend of mine, I talked to him yesterday. He's a practitioner, and he's a bit, you know, after he's home, he's tired. He talked to ChatGPT, you know, to get more or less relaxed. But to really make it useful, and AI useful in your company, you need to do a lot of external research, extensive research about privacy and where's the data, what's happening with the data, how is the model trained, you know, how long is the training valid, and we're looking into that. But then we first really go to, okay, what's the data that we have, and what can we do with it without touching the machine learning models of the large language models. So that's really, and of course everybody has the expectation about AI. Yeah, everybody is using AI. It's not, you know, wasn't invented yesterday. It was invented in the 80s, you know, and then it was, you know, suddenly it comes up. So that's the hockey stick that we see in technology.
Yeah. But do you feel a pressure within the organization or within the industry to churn out new AI products, AI-powered products?
No.
Okay. Good. Peter? That's good. He doesn't feel the pressure.
No.
Is that the same for everyone else here? There's a very relatable laugh there. Or does anyone else feel a kind of pressure to innovate with AI? No one? Yeah? Okay, over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, two people. I'll go to the back.
Okay.
Can we try and get Jan's mic to work, if possible, in the meantime? Oh, it's working now? Okay, good. Yeah, what's your name? Stand up, please.
Yeah. I'm Bart van Leeuwen from Six Fingers, and I was at a company yesterday that is generating content for learning capabilities, especially in the building sector. And that's a sector where the change is happening very rapidly, so they need to really speed up their content creation. And first they were scared about artificial intelligence, but then they start embracing it, and now they have a process that first took like 8 to 10 weeks to provide new content, and they narrowed it down to just 1 week, just by having a sequence of specific prompting. There is a concept coming out, they check it with experts, and then they have new content. So it's really speeding up the process.
Yeah, although my first reaction to that is it seems to almost go against what we heard earlier, that it's not necessarily about speeding it up, it's about the depth of understanding and impact. Is that, do you see a tension between those things, or have they done it just?
No, they're just experimenting and trying to learning and just embracing it, and they also really like checking it with experts. So they're not just going to rely on it, but then they just trying to experiment, trying to learn how to deal with it.
Yeah. Who else works in? Thank you very much. Sorry. Who else? Oh, there's no one there. Who else works in innovation here? I guess we all do to some extent, but is anyone also an innovation manager? Oh yeah, over there, Phyllis. Phyllis is one of our speakers shortly, but
just to give an example,
yeah.
I don't
stand up a second.
Okay, yeah, I shall. So yeah, I don't work with innovation directly. My team is a creative team in Equinix. However, we see a lot of innovation from our customers, and just wanted to share one in line with your question. The AI is an interesting beast. There are cat videos, yes, a lot of there, but also there is a lot of good stuff out there. One of them is, in fact, tagged as AI for humanity. The NASA is making a research now. They monitor the asteroids about to hit or likely to hit Earth, our existential problem, right? And it was a very slow process. And now with the AI, they are able to get the ones that are missed by the researchers' eyes. So humans miss some of the asteroid predictions, and the AI is catching them.
Yeah.
So we are protected with a kind of an AI solution as we speak right now. So I just want to put it out there.
Thank you very much. I'm pleased that AI is picking up on asteroids that might hit us.
Yeah, so when we will not be dinosaurs.
No Armageddon yet.
But AI is not a bad thing, eh?
No.
It is a good tool, but it's a tool.
Yeah.
And what's feeding AI is the data. So just, be careful with it.
Yeah.
Because we know what happened with the atom bomb.
Yeah. And I'm particularly interested about the process that we're talking about in terms of how to get there, to create these innovations, to change the system. A lot of the speakers this morning were talking about leaning into the discomfort. What is that doing with people? Man, what's your name? Where are you from?
I'm Rachel.
Rachel, which organization are you working with?
Juniper Networks.
Okay, trying to stand up a second?
Okay.
Juniper Networks. I mean, how does that make you feel when we're hearing about, the changes that are on the horizon, the need to slow down, the need to experiment, the need to lean into discomfort? These are all things that do you feel, what does that do to you when you hear those things?
I think my first impression is just about time and how we all just want to get more time back. And if we don't have the time to think about like the why questions or think about things differently, then there's no change that can happen.
Yeah, so you don't feel that the system, your company, gives you that time to...
Currently, maybe not, but I think that's probably my fault.
Oh, see, this is the other. Thank you very much, Rachel. Yeah. This is the other danger that we make it about ourselves. I'm the problem. It's not the system. Who is avoiding my eye contact? You. What's your name? Which organization are you from?
I'm from AMS-IX.
AMS-IX.
Alwyn, yeah.
Okay. Well, actually, I'd really love to talk to someone who's not from AMS-IX. I feel awful after pinning you down like that. But let me talk to someone who's not from AMS-IX. I'll come back to you later.
Thank you so much.
Who is not an AMS-IXer over here? These two people busily hiding behind their laptops. What's your name?
Nick. I'm working from Bix, Belgium.
Okay. What's your take on what we're hearing about Can anyone? Is my mic still on? Yeah, okay.
I can hear you.
Good ears, good ears. What's the biggest challenge you see going forward in terms of having the room to do the things that there's been a battle cry for, really, like experimenting, slowing down, more depth?
But I think for sure it's a change in mindset. That's the most important.
What's the current mindset, do you think?
But myself, I'm since 25 years in the telecom industry. And if you see within Bix, the profiles, the positions we open now for a different product set are completely different. It will take a while, but for sure we are already in there within Bix.
So are you and your colleagues even open for these changes, you think? Or are you just so overwhelmed by what you've got to do on the day-to-day basis?
Overwhelmed is maybe not the good wording, but it's true that even we, being there since many years, are pushed gently to learn new stuff, for sure. On a weekly basis, there are workshops, trainings, whatever. So, yeah.
But you don't have time to attend them, presumably?
Oh, we have to find time to do it, but we have to, because otherwise, I mean, we will get stuck, and this should not be the case.
Yeah, and lastly, are you two colleagues?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. What would you need from leadership at your organisation in order to shift mindset, if you like?
Well, indeed, not only put it in the calendar, the trainings, but give us the time to follow and to digest it and to apply it, and afterwards. And like Nick said, the new colleagues, they have it already. They bring it from their education. Bringing old and new people together, it helps the company to move forward, to create new ideas, and to launch new businesses.
Yeah, thank you very much. Generational diversity, shifting of mindsets. Yeah, it's not rocket science, to be honest. It doesn't sound like it's rocket science, but actually making it happen is the real challenge. I just heard. Have we got no more time for questions? No, there's a big nod like this, so we definitely don't. In that case, then I have to say thank you very much. Yeah,
you're welcome.
A final call to action, perhaps, for the audience.
Yeah, we forgot to talk about sustainability, isn't it?
Yeah, shocking. Yeah, I'll make sure we come back to that.
Yeah, okay, let's do it quickly.
Well, yes.
Thank you, Enrica. We also, as innovation, dived into sustainability, CO2 emissions, and we actually came to the conclusion that there's no way we can be offsetting our CO2 emissions the way we do it right now, because we fly like hell. We put CO2 emissions out like hell, and if you want to plant trees against that. We talk with several companies, and they all want to have a certification that they're doing well and that they're doing good. But that's not going to work. So we came up with the idea, but the thing that we can do as an industry, and this is actually for you all a call out to action, just buy in the Netherlands, and we took care of everything, buy a big agricultural landscape that's for sale and turn it into a biodiverse landscape and plant trees on it, and then later on we can do the CO2 emissions, but from the beginning we can stimulate biodiversity, and we need that in the Netherlands really badly, because the water is contained and it's all in a bad shape, but there's no certificate for it. So, but it's a small investment, and I would say, and come afterwards, after me, if there's a lot of CEOs sitting here, let's just, buy a big piece of farmland and start giving something back to the community, and go there when you can say to your children, hey, we took care of this landscape because it's beautiful and it's regenerative. So that was the last thing I just want to push.
Squeeze in.
No,
thank you very much. It's very well squeezed. Thank you, Jan.
Thank you.